All right. Hey, everybody. This is Peter Bedard with Convergence Healing. And I have something that I really want to talk with you guys about. There's the world's a little crazy and upside down today. And there's a process in the work that I do that I just feel really compelled to share with you. So, this process is looking at pain, any kind of pain, whether it's physical pain, mental pain, spiritual pain. That could be anything from physical pain like a broken bone, or mental pain like anxiety, or spiritual pain like a broken heart. Any kind of pain, in the way that I do my work, and a key to convergence healing is that that pain is actually calling us. It's here to teach us a lesson, to teach us something, to force us to grow. And we could be overcome by that pain and just shut down and unfortunately be overrun by it and overwhelmed by it, or we can be grateful for it, move into a place of gratitude and blessing, and say thank you to the pain, and actually sit down and listen to what the pain is trying to teach us. I used to say to my clients a lot that the pain may be something that's been knocking at the door, and we kind of ignored it for a while. That's what happens with anxiety and experiences like that. Like it very gently comes in the beginning, and just says, "Hey, knock, knock, knock. You might pay attention to this. You might want to pay attention." It's like a little quiet whisper. You might want to look at this issue. And we ignore it or we shove it down. And then it comes and knocks harder and harder until finally it hits us over the head. And we have no choice but to either look at the pain, to be present with the pain, to actually deal with the experience, or we succumb to it. So I'm encouraging everybody here to take a moment and to pause. There's a pain that's happening in the world. A lot of people are hurting. There's a lot of stuff happening. We're being isolated. We're being forced, right? We're getting hit over the head, and we're being forced to pay attention, to listen, to stop, to pause, to breathe. And we're being forced to actually be accountable, to take a moment and just to really tune into what's going on and to make decisions. So I'm encouraging everybody. One of the big important parts of the convergence healing process is to be present with the pain, to stop, to pause, to listen, to say thank you, and to ask the pain, whatever kind of pain, physical, mental, or spiritual, whether it's the pain of losing a job, whether it's the pain of anxiety and being anxious about the future. I'm asking everybody to take stock, to pause, because if we come out of this pandemic and we haven't dealt with the pain, it potentially can hit us even harder. If we come out too soon, if we don't do the work that we need to do to be present to our healing, I really think that they're one of the big components of this COVID-19 coronavirus. One of the big components of this is a spiritual component. It's a mental component. Some people are being affected by this, some people aren't. I think it has to do with how stressed we are. People have been telling me that the alkalinity in the body, I know that we can have thoughts that are acidic, and those thoughts create an alkaline state within us, which is not a good state and lowers our immune system. So when we can take stock and pause and tune in and say thank you to the pain, instead of resisting it and shoving it down and medicating it, we have a higher degree of resiliency. And so I'm asking you right now to stop, to pause, to say to yourself, I appreciate this pain. Thank you. To love the pain. Sometimes I ask my clients to love their tumor, to love the anxiety, to love the disease state, and to say, I'm sorry, because if I keep beating it up, if I keep being angry at or resentful for it, I want to cut it out and throw it away. I'm not healing it. So when I can take a moment, when you can take a moment to pause, to breathe, to be still, to actually love the part of you that is suffering, it doesn't need to be beaten up anymore. It doesn't need to be pushed around or bullied. It needs love and it needs kindness. So I'm asking you, I'm calling you, like the pain is calling you, to pause, to breathe, to listen, to ask it what it needs in order to heal, Whether it's a physical thing that it may need to dance, may need to sing, it may need to put your feet in the ground, it may need you to get your hands dirty, pull some weeds, it may need you to hug a tree, to may take a moment to pause, to ask it what it needs in the mental arena, those thoughts that you're having, they're potentially having that are obsessive and compulsive thoughts, those thoughts of fear and worry and judgment. Maybe it needs you to think about something else. Maybe it's asking you to laugh. Maybe it's asking you to watch silly cat videos and to have a different attitude, an attitude of joy. Maybe you need to bring that in on that spiritual level, that open-heartedness that comes when we move into acceptance. Whatever the answer is, I'm inviting you to pause, to listen. I'm concerned that we're not, as a culture, as a society, as a planet, and as the individual, that we're not pausing to breathe. Oops. That we're not pausing to take a moment and to just be present with our pain. So I'm inviting each and every one of you, if you want to work with me, that would be great. If you need some assistance in that, just let me know. I'm available. If you've read my book, it's in my book, Convergence Healing, Healing Pain with Energetic Love. And I want to know what you're going through, and I'd love to help. So I'm sorry I've rambled on. I hope that you've gotten something out of this. I hope you pause and you stop and you breathe and you learn to love this pain that is happening in the world right now, that's happening in your life right now. And you actually grow and overcome it instead of succumb to it. And as we move into the healing state of this pandemic, we actually make significant, strong changes in our life that are going to allow us to emerge differently, to not step into the old way of being, to not go back to business as normal, and to do it differently, to live life differently. So thank you so much. I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. You can connect with me through my Facebook group, Cultivating Joy When Happiness is Work. So Cultivating Joy Convergence Healing on Facebook, if you want to find me there, as well as Convergence Healing on Facebook. You can find me through Convergence Healing on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter as well as on YouTube. So if you want to connect with me, just search Convergence Healing. And I'd love to be there, hear your stories. I'd love to, help and give some support. All right. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you all soon. Stay strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. All right. Have a great day.